Namaskaram, Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Sloka 33. In this Sloka, Arjuna speaks. Arjuna says, the system of yoga that you have described, O Madhusudana, appears impractical and unattainable to me due to the restless mind. Bhagavan explained about yogi and how meditation to be done. The yogi has subdued senses, he gives up desires, he has a focused mind on God only, and he thinks of God with unwavering mind, and he has equal vision. Through meditation, he attains the equal vision, and he sees God in everybody, and he sees all Atmas same. So the sameness, oneness is seen by yogi, because he considers everyone as Atma, and he says Atma, he says in every Atma there is a Paramatma. So he sees everyone as Paramatma. So yogi has got this approach to others. But now Arjuna has a doubt. Arjuna, after hearing all this about yogis, the features of yogi, and how yogi can consider everyone as equal by seeing them as Atma. So Bhagavan gave the explanation. When the body is separated from Atma, and when Atma is only thought of, then the yogi can feel everyone is equal. So that means you should feel that you are Atma, not Degam. So you are not attaching yourselves to body. Yogi does it. So yogi is able to attain that state of mind, and yogi considers all Atmas are equal, and all Atmas are equal to Paramatma. So when does he feel that? When Atma has got 8 divine qualities of Paramatma, like no death, no old age, and no greediness, and no anger, and only doing good things, and all things turn to be successful. So all these are Kalyana Gunam, the divine qualities of Paramatma. Atma attains that. When he attains that, he is considered as equal to Paramatma. So, and yogi has got that sameness and oneness. So this is the outcome of meditation. When you do meditation, as per the guidelines given in Bhagavad Gita, as per the instruction of Bhagavan, then you will attain all that. You will keep your mind calm, and if you practice it daily, you will have this state of yogi. So that is what Bhagavan explained. Now Arjuna saying, no, it is not possible for me. I cannot attain this state of mind because my mind is very restless. So Arjuna is a very straightforward personality, and he cannot be taken for granted, because unless he understands, he will not live with the other person. So here he is asking Krishna for more explanation. Why he is not able to attain this? And he himself says that his mind is very restless. I am not able to keep my mind focused. I am not able to keep my mind so strong. I am not able to keep my mind steady with only one concept, which is because I am disturbed very frequently. I am disturbed. There are so many thoughts going on in my mind. So my mind is restless. So yogi keeps his mind calm. Yogi keeps God in his mind. He doesn't have any other thoughts. He has no rajas and tamas guna. So here it is given Madhusudana. Bhagavan has killed the Araka or Rakshasa Madhu. So here we are expected to, Arjun, that is why he refers him as Madhusudana. So here we are expected to, Swami Desikan also says, you have killed the Asura, but look at me, I am not able to even remove my Rajas and Tamas Guna. So this is what happens. Swami Desikan was a Mahan. He himself says all that. And what about us? So Arjuna is talking on behalf of us, I think. So we also have very restless mind. So how to calm down the mind? Only by meditation. So when you do meditation, what is the process? Keeping God on our mind and not to have any other thoughts. We have thoughts related to material life. So there is a hunger, there is a greediness, and there is always we think of attaining something. So this kind of thoughts going on in our mind. So we are not able to bring the presence of God. That's what we do. So when we are angry also we don't bring, and when we are celebrating any success also we don't, because we are excited. So we don't bring the presence of God. So we move away from God. This is what happens. So we are not, yogis can control their mind because they don't consider the success and failure they consider them equally. They rise above them. So the duality, they rise above duality. We have to follow that. Only then we can attain, we can reach that calmness in our mind. Only with a calm mind we can achieve all this. We can see that Samadarshana. So what Bhagavan has described in the sloka, the previous slokas, can be attained only with a calm mind, because our mind is now full of anger, hatred, and we want certain things to be done by us. We want certain things to be attained by us. So that is going on like that. It is like two people carrying the canvas, and the painter is doing as they walk. So the painter finds difficult to draw on the canvas. So this is what happens to our mind. Mind keeps swaying with so many other thoughts. So we are not able to keep our mind on God. Our mind should be focused only on God. There should be positivity. When you think of God, only you get that positivity, because the other thoughts are removed. When we go to temple, this is what happens. Because you have only positivity. The chanting of mantras. That's why we are asked not to talk. Actually, we should not talk on our own. But what happens? The boards are displayed to make us not to talk, not to use cell phones. That is a very pathetic condition. So we have gone to that extent, we are not able to control our mind. So controlling mind has to be cultivated. How can you do that? Only by reading scriptures. Only by having the presence of God in our mind. Only by having the thought of God in our mind, we can calm down, we can focus on mind and do meditation. So as we do it regularly, we develop that calm mind. So the restless mind becomes very calm mind. Then we can remove the anger, we can remove hatred and all negative qualities. Then we develop the sameness and oneness, Samadarshana. So this is what Bhagavan says. Now Bhagavan will give answer to Arjuna in the following slokas. How to control the mind. The restless mind referred by Arjuna. But Bhagavan will say how that restless mind can be converted into calm mind. Because we have seen how Vishwamitra was disturbed while doing tapas. But later he realized, no, I should not be disturbed. Then he controlled mind and continued. He did severe austerities. So we are learning from Puranas. We are learning from these rishis. So the mind is always young, strong. It keeps, it's like a river. It's flowing. with so many thoughts. So let us know to control it. Ravana was very good at doing tapas. He got boon from Shiva, but what happened when he saw Sita? So he was driven by the attaining Sita, the thought of attaining Sita. So what happened? Mandodari advised her, then his grandfather Malyavan advised, Vibhishana advised, Sita herself advised, but he was not ready to listen to any of them because he had very restless mind. That is why he was not able to hear anyone's advice. So he could not control his mind, and he paved the destruction for himself by not controlling mind. So when you have restless mind, you will not know what you are doing, whether it is right or wrong. So Ravana's stage was like that. So he couldn't do anything. Malyavan, who was the grandfather of Ravanan, tried even the last day, the day Ravana was sent back by Rama, you come tomorrow, Interpay Nalaiva, because he did not have weapons, but still Ravana did not change his mind. That day, the grandfather advising Ravana, because Ravana was describing the beauty of Rama and the skill of Rama. So Malyavan thought, okay, this is the right time I can advise Ravana. So he did it, but Ravana refused to listen because he never tried to control his mind. And he got the wrong ideas because one of his ministers entered at that time and gave him wrong advice. So his mind is like a monkey. So it keeps rolling down with changes. So Ravana never gave thought to his mind to surrender. Even Rama was waiting for that, he didn't do it because that mind, that restless mind. So he never realized that he was doing wrong. So this is what happened. That's a story. We will look into the story.